Tomorrow, Tuesday, November 4th, Democrats are going to have a really big night. They will sweep all three important races. First, Mandami is going to be easily elected mayor of New York City. The Real Clear Politics average shows him leading by more than 14 percentage points. Also by a wide margin, Republicans are going to win governorship of Virginia. Virginia has turned dark blue. Interestingly enough, the margin for Democrats is significantly larger than in New Jersey. In New Jersey, Sherrill is going to be elected governor of New Jersey. Cittarelli has made a significant effort, but I think he will fall short. RCP average shows the spread of 3.3% going into election day. However, I think that the Atlas Intel poll, despite its huge sample, is an outlier. And I think that the race is not as close. It's not within 1 percentage point. So I think that Sherrill is going to win comfortably, and there will be no recount. The result will stick and will be accepted by all parties, the winners and the losers. President Trump's approval, just as a background to this, is just over 43% in the RCP average. This is similar to Biden's approval in Biden's last 3 years as president. In other words, it's pretty low, and it's not surprising. The majority of voters already blame Trump, either him or Republicans in Congress, for the current shutdown. And as President Truman said, the buck stops here, meaning that President ultimately is responsible for everything. The longer the shutdown goes, the more Trump will be blamed for it. And his inconsistent, herky-jerky, tactical style of leadership, now this tariff, now that tariff, I change this, I change that, is actually contributing to his presidency's implosion. So unless he comes to his senses and Republicans in Congress come to their senses, Democrats are going to lose not just all three of these races, that's already baked in tomorrow night. They're also going to lose the House of Representatives. If you look at the congressional ballot, the generic one, voters, registered and likely voters, tend to favor Democrats. RCP average shows 3.6%. And the conventional wisdom goes Democrats need at least a 2 percentage point advantage going into the election in order to pick up seats, just because of the way the districts are drawn. But it does look that they will have that advantage unless, like I said, Republicans come to their senses. So what Republicans have spent the last year doing was celebrating Trump's win and pointing out everything that's wrong with the Democratic Party while not really improving voter participation of their own voters and not laying out a clear strategic vision for where they want the country to go, which is why the vast majority of people today believe the country is on the wrong track, and which is why President Trump's approval rating has been so lackluster in recent months. So things are not going well for either party. The Democratic Party's approval is extremely low, but the Republicans aren't doing too much better, and they're headed in the wrong direction. They are repeating the Democratic mistake of 2024. They're staying in their echo chamber, and they're celebrating the alleged demise of the Democratic Party, which is way too premature to declare. And they're calling it any name and every name under the sun. They're calling it a terrorist organization, and they're calling it obsolete, and so on and so forth. This is not going to help their cause. Like I said, the longer this shutdown goes, and the longer we stay in kind of a quiet depression, where actually the economy continues to grow and the stock market keeps creeping up, but unemployment does not improve and wages do not rise, then people will take this out on the party in the White House by voting Republicans out and Democrats in. Now, I do think that Republicans will retain control of the Senate next year, no matter what. But given how razor thin their margin is in the House, unless they lay out a coherent vision for the country, for the party, and unless the economy improves substantially for the working class and the middle class, they will lose that election. And Hakeem Jeffries would become the new Speaker of the House of Representatives. So 12 months is a long time. And for them, the hope is that tomorrow's election, tomorrow's losses will humble them. But I am not holding my breath. I expect if they lose, they will double down and they will continue to malign the Democrats and not do the hard work that they need to do in order to set direction for the party, for the country, and win the next election. So the ball is in their court. And so far, this year, they're losing.